A mermaid, that's awesome. I was actually hoping you'd say tardigrade because that's my spirit animal. I want to tell you about a beautiful place that I go to almost every day. It's a result of snow melt percolating through the granite, running down the mountain, pulled by gravity into 20 miles of beautiful stream. Whites Creek runs parallel to the Mount Rose Highway, and it runs through houses and parks and shopping centers and the library. And maybe your path has crossed Whites Creek. Maybe you've done the Dry Pond Loop. Maybe you have a home or you have a friend that lives in the Whites Creek corridor. Perhaps you know a little juvenile human that's been in a soccer game down at South Valleys, and maybe you've shopped at Walmart. Whites Creek moves through all of those areas, and it's so special. So I want to talk a little bit about the ecology of White Creek. Up at the headwaters, you're going to have the beautiful pine tree standing sentinel over the streams. Moving down, you're going to have the aspens cooling and shading, and then the tall cottonwoods holding firm to the banks. Then you have the riparian brush, the wild rose, the alder, the willows, the sage, recycling nutrients from the landscape and depositing them back into the stream for food for the aquatic organisms, and I'm going to talk about those. So we've talked about the outside of the stream, and now we're going to go below the water, get deep into the stream, and look at the creatures that live down in there. My 15 seconds. Okay, the most important part of a stream is the substrate. Cobbles and boulders and gravels and sand, and this holds the water in the stream. It regulates the flow, and that's where all the creatures that I'm going to be talking about live, and it's really important to have that. And one of the things that we get as a result of that substrate is algae grows on the rock. It provides a food source for the benthic macroinvertebrates, and also diatoms, which are an algae, grow these beautiful glass shells and attach to rocks. And then, okay, here comes the invertebrates. Look closely, because this is full of snails and pea clams and little tiny mayflies. They are up there. They live in the stream. They're the insect larvae, and they're going to grow and eat. And here is a pteronarces. This is a salmonfly, stonefly. Look how big he is next to my finger. He's going to live in the stream for 3 years, and then he'll emerge as an adult and be a beautiful adult stonefly. Is gorgeous. Love them. Absolutely love them. Okay, here you have some aquatic worms and some more stoneflies and a flathead mayfly. And they'll, again, live for about up to 3 years in the stream. And while they're living in the stream, they're getting fat. And then a season will come and they'll grow. Okay, here's two of my favorites. On the left, this is my very calibrated scientific instrument here. On the left is a water mite. He's on my spoon. And on the right is a mayfly. And like I said, they do grow into flies. They spend 3 years in the stream. They emerge from the stream into these adult bodies, and they've got one job: emerge, find a mate, lay eggs, and die. And that's it. They die. And she's a beautiful stream, but we try to change her. We try to move her water this way and that way, and we try to make her flow in a way we don't want to, and we block her from the flow. But you know what? She's been flowing tens of thousands of years down that mountain, and she will push boulders out of the way, and she'll knock trees down, and she'll jump the banks. And after we're long gone, she's still going to be flowing. And so she is wild, and she is beautiful. And like any river, she does follow the path of least resistance, and so does the herbicides, the fertilizers, the pesticides we put in our yards. Goes down in the drain and has a negative effect on all the creatures I just talked about in the stream. And unfortunately, Whites Creek, before it gets to Steamboat Creek, just gets so much trash. This is where all the trash ends up. And this is a science fact card. Don't tell me I am not heartbroken to see somebody's science fact card in the trash in the stream. And this is not art. This is not cool. This is not spiritual. Do not do this. It ruins the habitat of the stream. Please never do it, and don't let your friends do it. Because like I was saying, the creatures, they live in the boulders, and they live on the rocks and in the gravel. And so when you are out in the wild Put your feet in the streams. Remember, we all live downstream. There's 18 wonderful streams pouring off the Carson Range into the Truckee River. Put your feet in there, pick up a rock, look at it, and remember how important freshwater ecosystems are to our high desert landscape. Thanks, everybody.
Great one. Oh my God.